What's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make yet another brick house. I have absolutely no idea how many of these I've made now, so I'm not even going to try and guess the figure. All I will say is that I wanted to go with a completely different shape for this one. And I have. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need some stone bricks, grab yourself some regular bricks, and some stone brick stairs. And finally, grab yourself some glass pane, and that's really all you'll be needing. I don't think I'm even going to go with a door this time around. I think I'm going to leave that off. Yeah, no door for me, so that's all I'm going to be needing. You may want to grab yourself a door, some buttons, some dynamite, some creepers, whatever you may need. Once you have all of your materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you'll want to kick off your house with this sequence of blocks coming directly up from the floor. Do 3 stone bricks, 1, 2, 3, then 1 glass pane, followed by 7 more stone bricks, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to give you this row right here. I thought that the glass pane would be a little bit more complicated to place than that. It's actually cooperating today. Great success. Once you have this row right here, this is what you want to do next. Come all the way up to the top of the row that you've just made, and come down to the first block down, this one right here, and from this block, just place a single stone brick going left like this. And from this left block, you just want to basically keep doing bottom left diagonals until you eventually hit the floor. So from that first left block, just keep doing bottom left diagonals until you inevitably hit the floor and form a shape which should look exactly like this, a nice triangular shape. And once you've got your triangle shape taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So take a sideways view to what you've just made. Come over to this side right here, the right hand side. Starting from this bottom block that we have right here, this first block that we placed, you want to go right of this block with your stone bricks by 12. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like that. And then going up from this 12th block, we're basically going to be doing the same row that we have over on the front over there. So going up on top of this 12th block, you then want to do 2 stone bricks coming directly up. So that's 1 and 2. Then do a single glass pane. Then, going up from the glass pane, do 7 stone bricks coming up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you should find that you should have the exact same row that we have over there on what is the front of the house. I forgot to mention that. I know a lot of you guys like me to mention this as soon as possible. This is the front of the house, and this is roughly where the entrance is going to be. I know a lot of you guys like that information for room and all sorts of other reasons that I don't understand. So, front of the house there, entrance there. Coming all the way back over to where we just were, I'm sorry, I got slightly sidetracked. This is the row that you want to have, the exact same one that we have over on the front there, and we now want to do the exact same thing to this row that we did on the front. So coming to the first block down from the top, this one right here, do a single stone brick to the right of it, and then just do bottom right diagonals until you eventually hit the floor, forming a nice little triangle shape. So you'll eventually want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. You guys can see how this is gradually getting pieced together. So, once you have this is what you want to do next. I'm highly contemplating just getting all of the back of the house done and then just working my way around. I think that's how this is going to go. So, whilst we're on the back here, I guess we may as well just do what we have to do. So, on the back of your house, first things first, coming down to this block right here, the bottom block of our vertical row, you first of all just want to connect this block all the way over to the right hand side of our triangle, the bottom of our triangle, like this. You then want to stack a layer of bricks directly on top of your row of, well, stone bricks. You then want to stack a layer of stone bricks directly on top of your layer of bricks. This is getting complicated. You then want to do a row of glass pane directly on top of that. You then want to do a layer of stone bricks directly on top of your glass pane. And then you can just fill this entire remaining area up top here with your regular bricks. So you want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. And that is all you have to do to the back of your house. Very, very simple concept. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now move on to the side of the house. Why not? Why not take care of the side of the house? So, coming to the side of the house here, this is what you want to do. So, we'll just build it up just how we built at the back. So, for the first row, I'm just going to do this and then show you guys what this wants to look like. It'll save a lot of hassle if I try not to explain. So that is what you want to have for the first row for the side of the house. You just want to have your 5 glass pane blocks directly in the center, a single stone brick either side, and then just regular bricks on the 2 remaining blocks on the left and right there. Very easy. So for the next row of the side of your house, do an entire row of stone bricks, followed by an entire row of glass pane, followed by yet another row of stone bricks to give you something which should look a little bit like this, just to show you the lower half of this side of your house, as I like to call it, the easy half. I like how that very quickly turned into a statue tutorial in which we very slowly built up that side of the house row by row, bottom to top. I don't want to let that happen again. So once you've got that taken care of, we can now do the upper part of your house, which is ever so slightly more difficult. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do for this side, I'm just going to quick build it, and then I'll show you guys the end result, and then you guys can copy it, pause the video. It'll be nice and easy. It'll be a lot simpler for both of us than just me trying to explain it to you. That won't work out. It barely ever does, so I'm just going to very quickly knock out this side of the house and everything will be dandy. So let me just do this for you guys and then we'll be good. I've got a little bit of glass pane to add here, here, and here, and there we go. So this is what you want to have for the entire side of your house. Pretty easy. Again, it's just, it would have been somewhat complicated to describe, and really, it'd be confusing, it'd add a lot of time to the video, a little unnecessary. So that is what you want to have for the side of your house. By the way, those 2 empty blocks in the center, those are purposely left empty. That's actually going to be an entrance onto the balcony, which we'll be making ever so slightly later. So what I would do if I were you guys, if necessary, pause the video here, copy everything that I've just done on my side of the house onto your side of the house, press play, then we can continue on. So once you have that taken care of, we can now move on to the front of the house. So coming all the way over to the front here, this is what you want to do first of all. Starting from the left hand side here, for the first row, may as well do this like a statue. You want to start this off by doing 3 bricks, followed by 1 stone brick, 1 regular brick, 1 stone brick, leave a gap, 1 stone brick, 1 regular brick. And then you want to copy the exact same thing onto the next row, except on the left hand side there, obviously you're a little limited, you just want to do 2 bricks instead of 3. And that is what you want to have for the first 2 rows of the side, not of the side, of the front side of your house. Very simple. Did that a little fast, but that's what you want to have. That's where the entrance is going to be, where we have those 2 empty spaces, very much like the balcony entrance that we have on that right hand side of our house there. So once you've got those first 2 rows taken care of, you then just want to, for the entire next row, do a row of stone bricks. Then do an entire row of glass pane. You guys may have been able to guess that. That's been a little bit of a theme. We've got glass pane wrapping all the way around the middle of the house, the girdle of the house if you will. Then just above that you just want to do an entire row of stone bricks, and then everywhere above that you just want to fill in with regular brick to give you something which should look a little bit like that. That is the front of your house done. Very, very simple indeed. Nothing complicated about that whatsoever. And once you have got that taken care of, we can now move on to the most tedious part of the house, which is going to be the roof. So come over to the left hand side of your house. Starting from this first block that we have right here, this first diagonal that we did that connects to the floor, basically you just want to do a row of stone brick stairs that basically spans from the front of the house to the back of the house, just directly in front of that first stone brick right there at the bottom of our triangle, just in our diagonal line. And of course, once you've done that row, you then want to do the next row directly above it, going up the triangle, and then the next row, then the next row, so on and so forth until you've eventually built the entire roof. You guys know how roofs work, they're nice triangular shapes, so I'm just going to do this very well as quickly as possible. I mean, kind of a limiting factor. If Steve moved a little bit quicker, I'm not Steve at the moment, actually, I'm Iron Man. If Iron Man wanted to engage the thrusters here, maybe boost us up a little bit, it'd be good, but unfortunately he doesn't want to. I actually think there's a potion that would increase our speed, but you know what? You know what? We won't bother. So, once you eventually get to the top of the house, atop your triangle, you do also want to place a row of stairs directly on top as well. So just to give you guys a side view, this is what it eventually wants to look like. You guys can see how you've just built all the way up the edge of your triangle, just very gradually, diagonally, just built up to a point right at the top there, right here. And again, you do just want to do that layer of stairs directly on top of, I have no idea how many in this row, but directly on top of that stone bricks. So there you go, that's what you want to have. And once you've got that taken care of, once you've got the base of the roof completed, we just have to pretty it up a bit. So on the front and backs of the roof, you just basically want to add an extra stone brick onto the ends of the roof. So you just want to basically have your roof overhanging the front and back of your house by one row, like this. And then underneath that row, you want to do an entire row of upside down stone brick stairs. So just to show you what the front of the house would look like with that, that is what you want to have. Very easy. So your overhanging row of stairs and then just basically upside down stairs all the way underneath that overhanging row. And once you've got that taken care of on the front, you obviously want to do the same thing on the back as well. You want everything to be nice and pretty, nice and even. So going to quickly do this, then we'll do the balcony, and then we may mess about with the interior slash exterior, although there's very little interior, guys. It's a very small house. It's just cool, or at least I like it. It might just be because it's a little bit different than usual, but there you go. That's also what you want for the back of the house. Should be absolutely identical to what you have at the front. So once you've taken care of the roof in its entirety, the base, the front and the back, we can now do the final feature to the outside of your house. So come all the way over to the right hand side here. We're going to do the balcony. Take out your stone bricks, and in this position do 2 layers of stone bricks coming directly out from this side of your house. I can't really describe it to you without getting all tongue-tied and without making a little sense, but you guys can see exactly where you would want to do your balcony, and you can see that it doesn't span the entire side of your house, it just comes one short on each end, like this. So just build your balcony exactly like that, in that position with your stairs. And once you've, not with your stairs, although, no, we won't use stairs. With your regular stone bricks. And once you've got that taken care of, once you've got your 2 rows, you then just want to outline it with glass pane. Just to make sure nobody's falling off the balcony. You don't want that. So, to give you guys a side view, it should look exactly like this. I suppose this isn't a side view, this is a front view. And to give you guys a side view, we'll give you a nice artsy view right here. Give you that is what your balcony wants to look like from a nice dynamic view. Once you've got that taken care of, you have pretty much taken care of the entire outside of your house. That is everything 100% completo, and this is pretty much where the tutorial part of this stops. So what I'm now going to do, after building the entire outside of the house, I'm probably going to mess about with the inside a little bit. I'll show you how the stairs work, since they can be slightly tricky. They interfere a lot. The inside's very small. I'll mess about with the interior, may even add a little bit of an exterior. As much as I do, I add a bit of a hedge and stuff. It's kind of all I do, but I'll be back in a moment with a little prettied up version of this house. Back in a mo. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've added a little bit to the outside of the house, and I've also done the bare minimum to the interior as well. Let's take a bit of a look, shall we? So coming to the inside of the house, I really have done as little as possible. If it were up to me, I wouldn't do anything to the interior of the house whatsoever, but I like to do it. For those of you that like to try before you buy, so to speak, skip to the end of the video, see what you're working with before you actually decide whether you want to build the house. So as you can see, I've completely knocked out the ground floor, replaced it with stone bricks. Kind of made sense with the path and the fact that most of the house is made out of stone bricks. It kind of made the most sense to me, and I quite like it. It makes everything meld together. Added in some stairs. The stairs are actually somewhat tricky, so if you're like me and you don't want stairs to interfere with any of the entrances slash exits, you've really only got two positionings. You've got this right at the end of the house here, or you have the stairs right at the entrance of the house here, but parallel to where they are now. So literally, those exact same stairs just shuffled all the way here, and I didn't really want them so close to the entrance. So there. You can't even have them facing the other way either, as the roof kind of interferes. Like if you have them coming up this way, so you'd like enter up onto the second floor through there, you'd hit your head on the roof. You can't do it. So you've only really got two choices with the stairs. Really limited amount of space in the house, but you know, it's not supposed to be a massive house. It's just supposed to be a nice little cool intricate house, and there you go. You come up onto the second floor and you have yourself a nice little balcony. Again, very little space, but that's the interior of the house. You can't really do that much with it, but you're not supposed to, really. You're supposed to marvel at the shape of the house more than anything else. So let's take a bit of a look at the outside now. Let's take off the hood and let's give you a nice 360-degree view. I couldn't do that much to the exterior of the house either. I really did as much as I could. I found that if I tried to do too much, like if I tried to add hedging all the way around the house, and if I wanted to add trees and what have you, it kind of took away from the shape of the house, like the big triangular shape, which is kind of why I like the house, to be honest with you. It's just the shape of it, and I think that instead of adding too much and kind of taking away, I think that the very, very small amount that I have done to the outside, like the tiny little bit of the hedge that I've added, the little L-shaped hedge, I think it kind of complements it a little bit. It just adds a bit more to the shape. But there you go. It's in my opinion, it's a pretty cool looking house. It's obviously not the best brick house that I've ever made, but I think it's, you know, it's definitely out there in shape. I just wanted a little bit of variance. It seems as though I've been falling into the trap with the brick houses where they're all kind of the same as each other, but getting ever so slightly bigger each time. So I just wanted to mix things up a bit, and I've made a couple more of these, not this shape specifically, but a couple more houses that are just different shapes, just a little bit different than the norm. But there you go. That's the house. Nice and easy to make, should be nice and quick. Hopefully you guys have managed to make this no problem. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.